for the next 24 hours to get the 15K out of my account, and he tried to get me any way possible to get that money out, meaning any kind of way, like sneaking it out without my parents knowing, sneaking it out via apps I never heard of, talking about cashier checks.
Wow.
You stole money?
Wait.
No.
He tried to take money from you, steal money from you? Is that what you're saying?
Basically, yeah. So basically, I didn't mention this yet because I didn't get the chance to, but basically, what happened was he was telling me to download X app, Y app, Z app to basically transfer him the money into his account.
This episode of Furry Frequencies is brought to you by Grape Garden Italian Restaurant. That's right, Grape Garden Italian Restaurant. Not that olive place that I'm not allowed to talk about, but Grape Garden Italian Restaurant. Want some breadsticks? Want some moldy salad that some pasty-faced teenager with acne made for you? Then come to Grape Garden Italian Restaurant. When you're here, you're not really family.
Hello and welcome to Furry Frequencies, the soundtrack to your furry life. I'm Lifty, and joining me on the podcast is Psylocke.
Hey, how's it going?
And IBM.
I don't think you can get any fucking louder, Psylocke.
Wonderful. So on tonight's episode, we're going to be talking a lot about one topic in particular, and that's, of course, Capital City Furcon. And that is also why we have two special guests to talk about Capital City Furcon and its demise. First guest is our recurring guest is Tripp, who you may remember from an earlier episode.
Yep, that'd be me.
And also Shadow the Wolf.
Bark! Hello, all my noodles.
Yeah, you made a video about your experience with Capital City Furcon earlier.
Yes, I did. Basically, one of the things that I saw was I saw the tweet that Tripp put out, and I had kind of just been keeping it to myself for the longest time because I was hoping that maybe things would work out and people would get paid back, but apparently that didn't happen, and it started to get a lot of heat, and of course, a lot of the staff members were starting to get, hit with all this controversy and people were getting mad at them. So I had to basically put forward what I knew and basically my experience at the con to sort of like clear up all of the confusion.
Okay.
So that's basically what I put out.
So a little bit of background for those of you who may not know what Capital City Furcon is. Capital City Furcon, it was a small convention that was just starting out. Its inaugural year was this year. It was actually one of the first furry cons in 2020, and it happened in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. The con actually had some hiccups that nobody who was attending knew about, but a lot of the staffers did, and it still went on. It raised over $4,000 for the ALS Association, and now, thanks to Tripp, who blew the whistle, nobody knows where that money went. And things just went from bad to worse in a single day, it seems, from there. So you had Nitro, who is the head honcho, the chair of CCFC, and the founder, and whatever else you want to call him about this. He posted a tweet saying that due to unforeseen circumstances, Capital City Furcon will not have its year 2. That was pretty much the end of Capital City Furcon. And then from there, he just started deleting fucking everything.
So
he just nuked everything, like literally.
No. I actually have a comment about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Something I was talking about with a person I won't name here. But as you know, Nitro got a new fursuit, and he also got a fursuit as the con mascot.
Mhm.
And one of the things we were talking about was, where did that money come from? Because Nitro didn't have any money. He was broke. And all of a sudden, he just has 2 new fursuits out of nowhere. So we were both thinking, where's all the money from the con gone? Possibly to those 2 fursuits.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Like you said, this guy had no money whatsoever. I mean, he quit his own damn job to go start a Furcon, which, by the way, folks, don't ever do that. That's really stupid. Not even Kage does that. All right, and he's well off financially.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, I do want to say, with conventions, there is for-profit conventions out there, but if you are considering running a convention for profit, don't be like this guy here, because he attempted.
Don't be like him in general.
Yeah, just don't be him in general.
Well, the thing about the for-profit, not-for-profit aspect of the convention was that it was actually brought up whether or not it was a for-profit or not-for-profit. I know several staffers, including myself, when I was staff for CCFC, we all asked Nitro if this is a for-profit or not-for-profit, and it was discussed in the CCFC general chat that it was a 501c3, which means that they have a letter of determination from the IRS and I think a Form 990 that basically tells them, they're a nonprofit, that the taxes and the donations that you make can be tax deductible. So I thought that there would be documentation of this. Well, I searched through the IRS website for documentation explaining that this is an actual 501c3, which for its first year in business, it would be like shocking for me to believe that they got their 501c3 status so quickly, because it just doesn't happen that fast.
It just doesn't appear out of nowhere. There's a whole process in order to actually get a 501c3.
Yeah. And I looked through the IRS website. I was able to find the 501c3 status for Furthermore's parent company. I was able to find the 501c7 information for Anthrocons. Nothing for CCFC. And I looked all over in any which way I could think of. Now, somebody actually dug up the nonprofit listing for CCFC from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania's tax administration site. But let's be clear here. If you apply to be a nonprofit in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, that doesn't automatically transfer to the IRS. You have to separately apply for that. And Nitro just didn't do that, because I can't find anything from the IRS saying, yes, this is a nonprofit. So this is a big problem. So the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania will demand that if this is a nonprofit, they'll demand that they look at the books and make sure that the books are readily available and that finances are posted publicly for anybody to see.
Yep.
But but the IRS, of course, doesn't. And it also means that if they made a donation to any other nonprofit, that would also be publicly available. Now, to that end, I also contacted the ALS Association. I contacted the main headquarters, which is here in Arlington. I contacted the Greater Philadelphia branch and the Western Pennsylvania branch in Pittsburgh. One of the associates from the Greater Philadelphia branch actually reached back to me and says that it's not their position, or it's against their regulations for them to discuss donor information, which I understand. So this is probably going to be a dead end, and pretty much, in my view, I think only Nitro can actually mention to the world.
Of course he won't.
Of course he won't. Well, what's bizarre is that he's told others that he will post the document showing that he's made the donation of about $3,876. He's going to post that, but he never did.
Mhm.
And not only that, but the CCFC Twitter is gone.
Yep.
Nitro Sparks Twitter is gone.
Yep.
CCFC Telegram channel is gone. The CCFC Facebook is gone. The CCFC Instagram is gone. Almost everything social media
Everything's new.
has been new. Yeah.
He
So-
went into delete fucking everything mode
Yep.
the day he got caught.
Well,
with
It was
his
because of
pants
my tweet.
down.
It was because of my tweet.
Basically,
And it was because of your
almost
tweet.
confession of guilt when you delete everything like that.
Yeah.
It was. Like, if you have nothing to hide, just come out and say it. And here's the thing. There's this saying, the cover-up is always worse than the lie itself. If you just came out and told us straight up, point blank, yeah, I'm a scammer, yeah, I stole thousands of dollars for a fursuit or for whatever, you know what? Okay, at least I can respect you a little bit for being a man and saying all that. But
Which she's not.
Yeah, but because you want to delete everything and try and run away to whatever state you're in at the moment, I have no respect for you. I
Yeah.
think you're a coward at that point, and
No.
you deserve every single thing that's coming to you.
Psylocke, you're giving more respect to Nitro than I would ever give him.
Well, there are some
No, hear
words.
me out.
Well, no, I have choice word. I'm choosing my words carefully because there are a lot of things that I would like to say that I don't want to say.
Yeah.
Because
The thing is, it's like it's almost like people almost knew this was going to happen. I mean, like Pixie and Kiwi and others, they were like warning me and tuners and everyone like that this con was suspicious as hell.
That wasn't going to work out.
Yeah, and we went because we thought, okay, maybe people just Nitro is, I don't know, people may not like Nitro and maybe this can work out, or they're just suspicious because of for whatever reason. But
maybe it's just these people just didn't really trust Nitro, and we're like, okay, it's their opinion.
Yeah. So, what were we talking about earlier? Sorry. Oh yeah.
Wow.
So you have choice words for Nitro. I'm saying I would not respect him at all if he came out and said he scammed everybody, he stole the money. I would be calling the PA district attorney.
Oh, I would
tell
too.
them,
I would
go
too.
after this asshole
I would
right
too.
now.
You know what?
Admit
I
it to
go
a
one
crime.
step further.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I go one step further. I would even get in touch with some people from the U.S. attorney because, as far as I'm concerned, this man has fraudulently taken money from people across state lines. So at that point, and I'm not a lawyer by any means necessary, but I watched enough Law and Order to know what the fuck I kind of think I'm talking about. I don't know. But at that point, that is a case for the feds. I mean, so
pretty much.
Yeah. So, I mean, if it was up to me, I'd call the FBI. I mean, I don't know what they're doing. I can't speak on that, but I mean, if you're gonna do what you did, you have to pay the consequences. Running is dumb. Okay, Nitro, and I know Nitro isn't smart enough to think of this, but if he went to Belize, they have no extradition, so that's fine. But he's not in Belize. I know that for a fact. All right.
He doesn't even know where it is.
He probably doesn't. So I mean, he's somewhere.
He's probably gonna pull a Ray Caruth and just go to Nashville for a week.
Oh my lord, that's fucked, man.
What?
That's fucked, dude.
What?
The man killed he killed his baby mama, and
Well, I'm not
why
saying,
would you
I'm not
bring that
saying-
up?
I'm not saying he would kill because Steve Harvey. He
do.
went up on stand up and just talked about Ray like that.
Bruh.
You know who's looking for you, Ray? The FBI. Oh no, goddamn Nashville.
What kind of accent is this? What?
Shut up.
Is this like a black accent that you're trying to do?
No.
What are you doing? Don't
I
do
don't
that
know.
again. That's
Fine.
terrible. That's
Oh my
horrible.
god.
That's horrible.
By the
But
way,
no, yeah, what's up?
I also want to just clear the air before we're talking about everything that we believe or what we're talking about here with regards to Nitro and Capital City Furcon. Any wrongdoing that we're talking about on this show is alleged. let's make this clear.
It is alleged. Yes.
That wrongdoing has happened based on his behavior and what has happened afterwards. But there is
alleged.
Oh my god.
But there is no open investigation on him so far. Going back to Capital City Furcon, of course, Nitro went through and deleted everything.
All because of my tweet.
Yeah. But also, he did something very suspicious that Boozy and a lot of other people caught. And that is, he posted a screenshot of a receipt from the ALS Association
which was from Made for You.
$217 from Made for You that held a hot sauce panel or a hot ones panel.
Yeah, it was basically similar to Hot Ones. They basically got like McDonald's chicken wings and basically 8 hot sauces to raise charity.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
And the host of that panel didn't give the money to Nitro to donate. She donated it, or he,
Spaz, I remember, to contact me directly. Said he donated directly to ALS, not through Nitro or through CCFC, for the purpose of suspicion with the fact that the money may or may not be mistreated. So he took it to his own hands and basically donated the money to ALS himself. Yeah. So good ups on him. Like, seriously, big ups on him.
Absolutely, absolutely. So they knew. So that's the biggest question. But also, there's another facet regards to money in CCFC, and that is, of course, compensation that was promised to guests of honor, staff members, and of course, Nitro did not deliver. On top of all that, you have guests of honor who are saying that they weren't comped for flights, for their hotel stays. They weren't comped for meals, I think. You had staff members like you, Tripp, who said that you had to pay out of pocket for your hotel room.
Yep.
And many others weren't comped. I'm going to say this from a perspective of being in BronyCon for 6 years. When somebody tells me that it's highly unusual for a furry convention to not provide free rooms, I feel like that is suspect, because I think it's a responsibility of a convention to offer their staff free lodging or reduced cost lodging for their staff members, because their staff members are spending close to basically, like, I would say about 90% of their con time working for no pay, no other compensation besides their badge and their uniforms and their hotel stay. Yeah. They're not comped in any other way. So they're spending their weekend holding this convention up and making sure that everything works seamlessly to the best of their ability. Mm-hmm. And they're, of course, not having fun. They're working, who knows how many hours, 8, 10, 12 hours a day. They're working through the night, especially here at CCFC. A lot of staff members were overworked because the whole con was very understaffed. So everybody was like working overtime and a half just to try to make sure that everything was going smoothly.
Yep, and I can absolutely attest to that, because whenever I actually, when I actually worked at CCFC, I basically had no break. And I was like working nonstop. I literally was on top of tweets all the time. For those who don't know, by the way, I was originally the PR of CCFC. And basically, I was in charge of communicating with all of the other staff, all of the other guest of honors, everyone involved who are asking questions about CCFC, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And basically, I was nonstop on top tweets, nonstop when someone's called me. And a lot of people can attest to the fact that I was on radio call all the time. I had my breaking point on my birthday, which was the Saturday, and basically I just completely gave up. I was like, I'm done. I'm taking off the walkie-talkie and I'm keeping it in my room. I don't want to hear anyone call my name ever again, and I don't want anyone to talk to me because I basically just gave up.
Yeah. Damn. But yeah, you are not the only person that felt like they were running ragged at CCFC, while the founder and chairman Nitro was pretty much prancing around everywhere in fursuit.
Oh yeah, and I ran into him a lot, which was bizarre. I ran into him a lot, and he was always either in this jovial mood, and it's like, dude, how are you in this happy mood when behind the scenes your convention isn't doing so well? And it was weird to see. Absolutely, yeah. And it was really telling when pretty much, well, I can't mention this person's name, but he told us, no, legally I really can't mention his name.
Do it.
No, I'm not going to.
No. We're not going to drop names that have already said they don't want to.
I really can't. But no, he said that at that point, he said, you know what, Nitro, get the fuck out of my face. Go prance around, because he had it up to here with, and you can't see my fans, but he had it up to here with, I know, right? We're on, yeah. But no, he had it up to here with Nitro's bullshit. I mean, he had to come in and clean up his mess. And I can't say I'm shocked. Yeah. Like, I can't say I'm shocked at when he said that, because it was just like, and no offense, but it was just like watching a fucking 4-year-old play with matches, which isn't good. I'm serious. It was like watching a 4-year-old play with matches.
Damn.
And thinking that, oh shit, this person is going to burn the entire thing down if he's not careful. I mean, God, it's I can't imagine what it was like for the staff, because they had to put up with that on a near daily basis. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone who was very close to Nitro, that worked with Nitro, had their own story to talk about their frustration. I think the closer you work with Nitro, the more frustrated you were, the more you wanted to wring his neck. Case in point, I was the director of public relations for CCFC from August until about December, when I just blew up on him during MFF. And that's, of course, when Tripp replaced me, just kind of out of the blue.
Which was basically, I was from December to when I quit after CCFC in January.
Yeah. And for those 5 grueling months, I was pretty much doing my own job. I was doing college work, and I was handling this dumpster fire of a convention's PR. So let me just say, Nitro is not an intelligent individual, as you can already tell, but it goes way further than that. Like, I designed the flyers that some of you might have gotten either at Western PA for a weekend, or for Apocalypse. You may have gotten them at the Furbarbecue. You may have gotten them at FAU.
Oh, you should go. Not this year, obviously. Yeah. Well, next year they're going to have it. Not this year, but next year you got to come.
Sounds fun.
It's very fun. It's very fun.
So those flyers, once I had the design finalized and ready to be printed, I gave the design to Nitro, and I gave him specific directions about how to design them. I told him, Nitro, there should be like poster or postcard size. And I even showed him a picture based on the old BronyCon flyers that we had. And I showed him, this should be like this, front and back. And we went over the cost of the flyers. It should be like, for 400 flyers, it should be like less than $100. So what does this dumbass do? He goes to Staples. He goes to Staples. He orders flyers. Then he shows them to me, and we're both looking at them, and I'm like, wow, these look great, except for the resolution's a little off. And it's like, yeah, it'll be like that. And then I look at it even closer, and then I go up to him and say, Nitro, how much do these flyers cost? And then he just goes off and says, about $100. How many of these did you order? 100. I nearly fucking had a heart attack.
You ordered 100 flyers for $100. Wait,
Yeah.
was it
So
100?
basically $1 per paper.
Yes. And
Oh my god!
fucking dumbass printed the design that I had pre-formatted for postcard size. He blew it up to 8.5 by 11, printed it front and back, full color, paid $1 a page, and he said, "This is what we're giving out." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" I was about to fucking lose it. Like, who the fuck does this? At no point did Nitro ever stop and say, "Hey, Lifty, is this right?" And I would have told him, "No, you fucking idiot. No,
Oh
Jesus.
my god!
it's not right."
No, he would
Yeah.
have probably responded, "Lol."
He would have called him too about it. Not even
Oh
texted
my
him on Telegram.
God.
He would have given him a call about it too.
No,
Knowing how
this
Nitro
person-
is, he
no.
would have.
Let me just tell you, with anything that Nitro does, anything even like from a convention to like buying a house or doing car payments or mortgages or auto loans, whatever, it's like he does first and thinks later.
Oh my god! So let me real quick bring this back to the convention. So I will say this, and this is a testament to not only the staff but but the guests of honor as well. They all were pretty damn well good, in spite of what was happening behind the scenes. Despite what happened, everybody seemed to have a great time. I mean,
Yeah.
I had an excellent time there. It was fun. It was engaging.
I mean, we're honestly lucky we got past Friday.
Yes.
I don't even know what the
Yes.
fuck happened at CCFC. All I know is you bunch of fucking cunts were there having fun and shit like that. And
You
then
should have joined up.
then bitched about it after everything was said and fucking done.
You
All
should
I
have
fucking
joined
know-
up.
Shut up! Because if I was there, you know exactly what I'd have fucking done. Got drunk, fucked a lot of dudes, and probably thrown some shit off the fucking balcony if one existed.
Oh no!
Right.
Why are you like this?
Oh, bro.
Why aren't you like this?
Because I value personal property. That's why.
What are you
Well-
fucking talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. I'm not
What
throwing
is-
a mattress off a window.
I didn't do
Off a
I
that.
don't
window.
think the window's open.
It was loaves of bread, you dumb fuck.
Loads of-
Loaves of bread. Fuck off.
I was throwing bread at people off the balcony at NYFB.
Let's
Wait,
get
that
this
was you?
bread.
Yes.
That was you who was doing that? Oh, you're such an asshole. Fuck you. Seriously. You dumb fuck. You're such an asshole.
The fucking janitor was on the lobby floor, and he like had to sweep up every fucking.
I mean, he
You're
was probably-
so
no.
mean.
No,
And then-
no, I mean, he was probably thinking, "Why the fuck is there bread everywhere?"
Well, see, they fucking give you a free continental breakfast, so I just started taking fucking biscuits, and I threw those instead the next day.
You took the biscuits? I could have
Threw
eaten
them
those.
away.
I was starving.
Oh my god.
They had a whole fucking trough of it. Don't act like you didn't know. It was
I did.
fucking. It was literally a trough of slop that they served every fucking morning.
You're
Well,
awful.
it was
Like
good.
that makes it right to just throw away food.
For real.
Wait a
I'm
minute.
editing that
in
out.
the world
Let me-
are
let-
starving and
Thank
would
you.
love food that you are willingly throwing away over a balcony.
was-
God damn
I
it!
was about to cancel
Hey,
myself.
Lifty, listen here, buddy. Listen, let me tell you something, okay? It's fucking Newark, Delaware. Who
Oh
gives
my
a fucking shit? Okay,
Oh,
it's
I
borderline
did-
fucking New Jersey.
Like me, I don't know what's
The
happening.
biggest
There are
slum
little
shit.
kids living under the poverty belt that would love that food that you're throwing away.
The poverty belt.
Hey,
Under
Lifty.
the poverty line, whatever. They're,
What?
Hey, Lifty.
Poverty
Lifty.
belt.
He invented a new term. The
Lifty.
poverty belt.
Poverty belt. Their parents
Lifty.
have more kids than teeth. That's what I'm trying to say.
This
Lifty.
episode was
God.
sponsored by the poverty belt. If you are too poor to own a belt, get yourself a poverty belt.
Hey, listen. I will let you know when I begin to care. Okay.
You
I
are
will-
so mean.
I don't fucking give a rat's ass how mean I am. As far as I see it, I work for my fucking money. I work for my way of life. I don't need to give away my
anyway,
shit.
Back to Capital City Shitbrain.
For real. So back to the convention itself.
It was
We were
my
talking about-
bread. It was
about
my bread,
poverty
and those were
belts.
my fucking biscuits that I took.
I wanted. Okay, we're not. You know what? No, I'm gonna talk to you after this because this makes me mad. But back to Capital City Furcon. No. Okay, but no. Shadow and the rest of the guests. Well, Shadow and the staff and the rest of the guests, to be honest, they all did an excellent job at making everybody feel welcome. And
So whoa. Only Shadow gets the fucking mention. You don't want to mention the other guys because they don't fucking mean anything to you.
Staff and I'm not a guest of honor. It's just what I did on Friday.
No. He's trying to demean the other people, saying that they don't fucking matter enough for him to actually fucking mention their names.
Where are you getting this from?
Okay. You said
okay.
No. His source, I know who he got that information from, and they have explicitly stated they do not want to be mentioned.
Yes.
Fuckers.
But I got
it's not about
my computer in.
It is not about them not mattering. It is about respecting their wishes to be anonymous.
But no, I think, like I said, it was a great con, despite what happened. It was a great con. I had
what even
an
happened?
Enjoyable time. Well, behind the scenes stuff happened, and
that's very fucking descriptive.
I will tell you off air what happened, IBM, personally. Okay?
Ooh, Daddy's gonna tell me a fucking bedtime story.
Oh my god!
Wait.
You were so. Anyway, it was, like I said, great time. And you know what? It almost succeeded.
Almost.
Are you mean? Oh wait, you mean it almost completely failed. Yeah. What you won't hear from Nitro about this convention is that Thursday night was when Nitro went into full freakout mode because the convention owed $15,000 that they wanted by noon on Friday.
And he didn't have it.
Yeah, he didn't have it. So Shadow, can you tell us more about what happened behind the scenes that night?
So basically, Daddy. Friday night, Maxie Wusky, he was one of the staff and, one of my buddies. He came up to my room freaking out. Oh. He was almost in tears. And he basically told me, basically the con was going to get shut down because the hotel wanted all of the money right now. And he was, he told me, they're trying to figure out what to do. They're keeping Reg open around the clock. They're keeping this, that, and the other open. They're trying to get people to do donations. They said, they're trying to get advice from other cons, yada, yada, yada. So, I go with him, and one of the other members, who I won't mention, basically gave me the whole bit of information about what happened. So what I decided was, they said they had the money, and I saw the paperwork, and on paper the money was there, so I don't know what the hell is the deal with that. But they said that they would have the money on Monday, and it was just locked down right now because it was a weekend. Don't know how that works. But I just put the whole thing on my credit card, and they were going to give me the money for it on Monday, and I was just going to, pay that off. And basically, I just wanted to save the con at that moment.
Okay.
So did you ever think in your wildest dreams you'd have to swoop in and save the con?
No. I thought that all the events we did, the picnic, the whole camping trip thing, I thought he raised all the money, and the whole reason the con was happening was because he paid for it. I assumed because we were there, it was all paid for, and we were just going to do the con. I didn't know that the hotel hadn't even been paid a single dollar yet.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I figured that everything, they were scrambling to still set up, so I figured that Thursday, okay, that was pretty much the extent of what was going on. I wasn't aware until someone had given me a call, Lifty, and said, okay, there's a situation, because somehow all of that leaked out. I don't know who, but it leaked out. And he was like, okay, there's a chance that you may have to pack and go home because the con may be shut down. And so I was shocked because I figured that everything was paid for.
Yeah.
And
didn't you have like a preparation plan basically if it did get shut down?
No idea. I didn't have a plan. I was just like, are we having a con or not?
I was about ready to leave.
So actually, how I knew is that Furrydelphia actually posted a an alert to help people or to get people to donate to Capital City Furcon to help out with that bill. And I also even have here a message from Nitro. From Nitro, he says, the con itself has had some hiccups, but overall, for the first go, it's going well. Lots of lessons learned today for sure. So, as I'm sure you guys have heard, the main problem we are focusing on right now is that we have to come up with some money to keep the con alive, or the hotel will be kicking us out, and we really don't know how to approach it. We tried some loans, but they fell through, and so now we are kind of at a dead end. Some of our staff chipped in $1,300 to help get us some more time, but it's not a great situation. So when I read that, by the way, I got this message from an anonymous source, and it was relayed back to me. And once I got that, I called Silox, and I told him, pack your shit, because what's happening is very much like DashCon. Anybody remember DashCon?
Rainbow DashCon?
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember that.
No,
I
it's not
remember
Rainbow
it.
What is that
So
from?
pretty much the
Oh.
same. So almost the same thing was going on here, where they had an agreement, where they would pay, or they have an outstanding balance the day of the convention that they have to pay, like the next day or so, for the convention to go on. And of course, Nitro didn't pay it. I really don't know how he was going to scrape together the $15,000 that
He wasn't.
sprung up on everybody Thursday at 12:58, or no, Friday morning at 12:58 p.m. So I don't know how he's going to scrape together $15,000. I was thinking that if he was going by what DashCon was doing, they were going to like get at-door donations.
The fuck is DashCon?
DashCon was a convention that was based on Tumblr. It was based on Tumblr and Tumblr culture. It
Yes.
failed.
So
It
what
had
happened with
nothing to do with
so
MLP.
what happened with DashCon was the hotel pretty much said, okay, we need you to pay up now or pack your shit and get the fuck out. So pretty much what they did was they called everybody in the room, they explained what happened, and they started asking for donations. Miraculously, they somehow made their money back. So they were able to pay off, if I recall correctly, every single thing. However, there is, weirdly enough, the same thing with CCFC. There are rumors that not the admin staff, the people who were behind the scenes running things, made out with some of the money, so that they committed fraud.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much the same thing, more or less, as what CCFC did.
Yeah. But yeah, when I saw that, I called Silox and told him that you need to pack your shit and get your shit ready to go at a moment's notice, because the hotel might at any given time decide everybody out. And so here's a question I want to ask everybody for just general discussion. Would it have been better if Nitro was hung out to dry? Everybody told Nitro to fuck off. Nitro was hung out to dry, and the convention was shut down by the hotel Friday at noon. Or was it better that the convention was "quote unquote" saved by Shadow and left to go on, as it were?
There's definitely two
I'm
ends to
gonna say
that.
It was probably better the con was saved, because I mean, a lot of people that came out there, if the con was shut down, they basically would have been stranded, because they don't have flights until like Sunday. They've already paid for their hotel room, stuff like that. So it just would have been a lot of people stuck for a whole weekend, not knowing what to do.
Yeah, like Zusho and Safi, they would have been stranded.
They came very far away.
Safi, the
Not the Puma Safi. Safi, the
guest of honor,
Blue Safi.
yeah,
Safi Fox.
yeah, Blue Safi, yeah.
oh
Yeah.
god, I swear, if you fucking said Safi the you'd have to cancel
Wait,
this episode
what?
altogether. Nope.
Oh, I know what he's doing. No, but no,
What a fucking
shush you.
Let's hold
Calm
it.
yourself, child.
Let's hold it until after the show.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
So what do you think, Lifty?
Bitch!
As much, you know what? As much as I really wanted everybody to just, say fuck off Nitro and just leave him out to dry and let his entire con just like burn to the ground after day one. I do have to agree that it's probably for the best that the con was saved, so that, like you said,
what?
well, like Salak said, people have flights. What are people going to do if they're just like sitting out in the cold? It's January, first and foremost. They're sitting out in the cold with nowhere to stay, nowhere to go. They got to pay for all this shit to like stay for the next 2 nights out of pocket. Suddenly they're fucking broke until they can get a flight back home.
And furries don't have money.
And not only that,
they really don't.
for everybody who's thinking, well, they pay for their rooms, right? No, those are comped rooms. If they are comped, if you bought the room from the room block from a convention, that agreement is null and void once a convention is closed.
You know what I have to say about that, don't you?
Oh no.
Well,
what are you gonna say?
Fucked.
Go ahead.
Oh, you're so mean.
Get fucked. It's your fault. No. It's your fault for showing up to a fucking convention you knew it was not going to be stable because of the fucking people who run it themselves look like they fucking came out of a damn gut.
Nobody knew, though.
We didn't know.
The people that came to this convention did not know that it was going to be a shit show. They weren't expecting it to be a shit show.
Then why would you show up to something that's not concrete? God damn it! It's like you're going into the goddamn exclusion.
They were hoping that it was.
Yeah,
it's like walking into the exclusion zone of fucking Chernobyl. It's like, oh my god, I know this could be dangerous, so let's do it anyway. Fuck it.
No.
Yeah, nobody knew.
No. The attendees that were coming did not know just how bad things were with Capital City Furcon.
Yeah.
They were expecting...
And Shadow was kind of saying how there was like a lot of younglings that came.
Yeah. Like nobody's like, okay, none of this drama from behind the scene was advertised to the public. Like, for all of the drama that went on, they kept everything pretty tight under key before this went on. So nobody knew. Unless you knew what was going on or stuff was leaked out to you, you had no idea this was potentially going to suck. I mean, you may have thought it because, well, this is a first-year con that was put together in 9 months, but LOL, let's do it anyway. I mean, nobody really knew. So it's unfair to say, well, get fucked, it's your problem. Well, nobody knew. We all thought that, most of us thought that Nitro was on the up and up and was going to do what the fuck he said.
I'm pretty sure.
I think IBM's just being a salty boy.
No, he is. That's how he is.
I'm pretty fucking sure that's exactly what the fucking Soviet Union told Ukraine after the fucking explosion of Chernobyl. Honestly. I really
it's your fucking problem now.
Why are you gonna be mean to the Ukrainians?
I don't think that's a fair
IBM, stop being salty.
It's what I do.
It is what he does.
You need a hug.
He's a commie. So
okay, because Psylocke is a fucking social justice warrior.
What?
And fucking Lifty is an extreme leftist.
How am I a social justice warrior?
How did this become politics? What the fuck?
I am the voice of fucking.
We're not going there.
Anyway, Tripp has something he wants to say. So Tripp, why don't you take the floor, please?
Yeah. So basically,
okay, that's it.
Okay, bye.
Be nice. Go on, Tripp.
Okay. So basically, Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay, go on, Tripp.
Hey, without any interruptions, hopefully. So basically. There's a lot of people asking what I mean by my one comment about the 15K, about how I put 15K into CCFC. So I just want to say now I did not put 15K into CCFC, but I can explain that a little bit further. So in my tweet, I originally said Nitro basically embezzled me for 15K of my own money, manipulating me, saying how I would be the quote-unquote savior of the con. That money was supposed to go towards my college. So, let me explain this. On the Wednesday, I believe, the day before the con happens, Nitro gets a call from the hotel. basically saying how they are now supposed to owe the hotel $15K. At that spur of the moment, I felt bad. I am someone who wants to help others, and I am someone who wants to support others because of I believe that whoever has a dream for something can achieve it. That's my kind of mindset.
Yeah.
And basically, out of my own will, I considered taking $15K out of my own personal account, my own savings, and donate it to CCFC so they can run the con. Now, this is where things get interesting. I talked to my mom. She said, no, don't do it. I was like consistent. I was like, I might consider doing it. And then after consulting with my bank, I can't. I actually couldn't be able to give the $15K unless I took out a loan. And the loans take, as you know, a while.
Yeah.
And basically, after that, I was like, I'm sorry, I can't give you the money. I can't do it anymore. I'm dropping it. After I said that, Nitro was still consistent, and he wanted to get that $15K out of my account. So the day after,
he got it out of me instead.
Yeah, but basically, he continued pressuring me for the next 24 hours to get the $15K out of my account, and he tried to get me any way possible to get that money out, meaning any kind of way, like sneaking it out without my parents knowing, sneaking it out via apps I never heard of, talking about cashier checks.
Wow.
You stole money?
Wait.
No.
He tried to take money from you, steal money from you? Is that what you're saying?
Basically, yeah. So basically, I didn't mention this yet because I didn't get the chance to, but basically, what happened was he was telling me to download X app, Y app, Z app to basically transfer him the money into his account.
Jesus.
Yep. And basically, these apps I never heard of. I deleted these apps already, so I've never really remember, or I don't really remember what these apps were called. But basically, yeah, he tried to get money out of me, regardless of how he wanted to get it. This was basically right before CCFC happened. This happened on the 31st of December, and I remember this exactly.
Holy shit. Wow. I had no idea. Wow.
I didn't know that either.
No idea.
Yeah, I held it in until the right moment because basically from everything that has happened until now, it was a good time to bring it up.
Wow.
Dude, Nitro is literally cancer.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
What did you learn?
I learned that I should never trust people ever again.
You know what? That is good, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, in this day and age, it's probably better to not trust anything that's going on at all.
Hell, that sounds
yeah.
like a conversation I had yesterday.
Shit show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just people like that. If you give them an inch, they're gonna take a mile.
Yeah,
like he may look stupid, and I think that's an act. I really think that he's not as dumb as he portrays himself.
He's an excellent manipulator.
We're talking about
exactly.
He manipulates a lot of people.
Yeah,
he was still trying after CCFC. Like, he told me not to say anything, but obviously now I don't give a shit.
You don't have an NDA you signed.
He actually was in the process of making another contract with a hotel in Lancaster. He was trying to move the con there and change its name.
Oh my god.
Pathetic.
He might actually be still trying for that. Who knows?
But I mean, we know him, so like if he tries, everyone's gonna be like, "Nope, you fucked hard."
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, just keep an eye out for anybody named Nitro or Matt Soltis.
Matthew Soltis?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Or if a
he who shall not be named.
Or if a random convention just like pops up from out of nowhere and
beware of the Dark Lord
on Twitter in like 3 months. Yeah. Watch out for him. Watch out. Make sure it's not him.
Yeah.
You know what? Hold up. And I got to put these two names out there because this is something that's personal to my heart.
Yeah, go ahead.
During the convention, I had the unfortunate pleasure of rooming with the head of security. Now,
Ooh.
yes.
This is gonna get juicy.
Yes. Now, this person, I will admit, is a former friend of mine, someone who, in the past, has done some terrible things, and I don't mean his past career. I mean things as a furry that I for whatever reason, overlooked, such as sexually harassing me by touching my butt constantly without asking, and also sexually assaulting a local person who I will not name.
Did he
This
touch your
person
booty?
also decided to get someone horrendously drunk at Furthermore to the point that medics had to be called in, and he just laughed about it. And I overlooked that, and I am very mad at myself for overlooking that. But moving on, let's talk about the head of security. The same head of security who wanted to act like he was the head shit in charge, when you were not the head shit in charge, when in fact you were so goddamn terrible at your job, you had people wondering where the fuck you were for most of the entire weekend. Oh, I know where you were. You were in the room getting drunk. You were in the room fucking every single thing that walked. Yes, he did that too. He fucked on several occasions, one of which I was in there watching him fuck his deputy, who is, by the way, a Nazi and an alt-righter, but more on that later. Yes. He also had a breakdown, which is not good at all. I won't go into that. That's personal shit. And he pretty much did not give a fuck. There was a sign on the door that said, if I recall correctly, security dick sucking contest, or something along the lines of a dick sucking contest. I saw him drink on the job multiple times. He did a horrible job as the medic. He said he was the medic when you're not the medic. And above all, he tried to run a coup after CCFC was over. So this individual, and I'm sure by now you all know who this person is. He used to be our co-host, so put two and two together. You're not dumb.
Ooh, can I say it?
Yes, go ahead and say it.
It's Sharky!
It is Sharky, the sharkiest motherfucker ever. So here's this kicker. That guy and a guy called Auntie, the Dutchie or Black Dutchie or whatever
He's
the
a
fuck he
mercenator.
goes
Start a con,
Yes.
mind you.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
the-
they're also
he's
doing
the
a con in
fucking-
West Virginia.
He's
That's
the
hilarious.
telephone wannabe. Yeah, I know that guy.
Yes. He's the guy who says, telephone said I could mersuit. Bitch, no, she didn't. Shut the fuck up and sit down. No, she didn't say that shit.
Do you know he literally tried to invite Kiwi Fox and me as guest of honor for his illusionary con?
Oh, no.
He tried to invite Kiwi Fox.
Oh, no.
That's a joke.
Appalachia Con right there. Nobody gonna go to that. And you know
Well,
what?
do you know
What
why?
the fuck was that? That was fucking racist as shit to mountain
Oh,
people,
fuck
especially
off.
myself. I'm from fucking Pittsburgh, you fucking racist fuck!
Oh,
No, do you know why?
why?
Because we were both military first, and he wanted the con to be themed military.
I'm sorry, what?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Auntie was gonna do a military themed con.
Now,
Basically, he
I
was
have-
pushing an agenda for his con.
Does he want to be canceled even further?
Now, I have a lot of military furs that serve.
I do
our country,
too.
But in 2020, in this current political climate, not a good look at all. Like,
Shit.
you will get canceled so fast, your head will fucking spin back.
Not even 2020. You do it any other year. That's just bad. Like cons, and I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but I'm not going to say it. But cons should not go down that route where they are theming that. Let's just say that, because it sets a certain tone that it shouldn't. At best, at worst, a furry con should be themed. I don't know. Maybe after like
Noodles.
Yes,
Noodles.
that's fine. Noodles are
I want
fine.
noodle con.
The military, no, stop. If you want to honor them with like a crossing guard, maybe cool, do that. Don't make a con themed after that. That's stupid. And by the way, to anybody who goes to that little shitty ass con in Podunk, West Virginia, you
If
are
it exists.
dumb as fuck. And you deserve to be scammed by those two retards. And yes, I'm calling them retards. I don't care. You can cancel me on Twitter because that's what they are.
Oh my god. Bro, Silox, you are getting salty.
He is
right
going
now.
ham right now.
Damn.
You're damn right I'm going ham.
Hey, Silox,
Yes. What's up?
you smacked your lips.
You know what? You little ingrate. I will pick you up and drive you
forgot
to
to do the mouth
Dundalk.
pop.
I will drive you to Dundalk, Maryland. I will leave you there, okay? You will have to deal with so many crackheads, all right? Do not
What is
test me.
Dundalk?
It is a place in Maryland next to Baltimore. It is full of crackheads and meth addicts.
It's also
Jesus.
where Silox was born.
I'm not from Dundalk.
You definitely sound like you are. Though,
I
bro.
was born in Baltimore City, you douchebag.
That's actually a
No,
little bit
guys,
worse.
don't you know Silex was born in Applebee's?
Exactly.
He was
I was
born
born
in
in
the
Hold
fucking
up, hold
Applebee's
up.
bathroom.
Everybody knows that Applebee's doesn't exist in Baltimore. So what are you talking about?
Apple
What are you
Apple.
talking about? Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
The one I go to does. I don't know which one you go
Oh,
to.
that's right. He's talking about
It's
the
a
one in
special
Seagirt.
kind of Applebee's.
Yeah, it's a strip club. That's what it's called. Applebee's. It's a strip
I
club.
see.
You can't go in because you're not straight, so you can't go in.
And you are? You suck more
Yes,
dick
I
than all
am.
of us.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You could suck
My
the golf
point
ball
is
through a
this:
garden
we're not
hose,
talking
man.
about my sex life. My point is this: Auntie, you are a piece of shit, and may God rain down whatever hell He has in store for you. Sharky, the same. You are a piece of shit. You are a sexual assaulter, and may God, Valhalla, Allah, whoever the Jews believe in, because I really
Jesus.
don't know or care, rain down hell on you too. All
And
right?
I want to add on a point to Silex. Fuck you too for manipulating me into making me believe that you guys were innocent at the time when CCFC put out that statement saying how you guys were kicked out. You guys jumped onto my ass saying how they were wrong, that you guys did nothing wrong.
Yeah, Sharky actually
fuck you
came
for
up to us
manipulating
and
me.
talked and yelled about it to us, Alex and myself. And
I honestly
at
missed
the-
all the drama at the con.
like that was something.
All these stories I'm hearing about, I'm just like, holy fuck.
So actually, you know what? Let me go back to that point that you were making, Alex, earlier. And just first of all, I want to apologize for this podcast, aside from IBM, who was not part of the podcast of that time. But I want to just apologize on behalf of this podcast because we had a duty to warn everybody and actually blow the whistle way back, like after the con had ended. And we held our tongue, but that was because of two reasons. One, we were afraid of litigation if we got everything wrong. And that's a very valid reason to, be afraid because we're just a bunch of broke-ass furries. We don't have money to pay for lawyers. And
I don't got IT money.
yeah, and who knows if Nitro has a lawyer and retainer, which obviously he doesn't right now.
Nitro barely has a house.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lawyer and retainer. Now we know that. But back then we didn't. So we were afraid of that. But also Sharky. So
Yeah.
we first of all, we gave Nitro a platform to talk about himself and his convention on this podcast. It was episode 20. It has been removed from our library on YouTube. But we are very well aware that episode exists. Some of you actually listened to it because it got 36 views before we removed it.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's not that many views.
And so
For us, it is.
and so we're gonna just come out clean instead of burying the hatchet. That we had Nitro on our podcast as a special guest, and he talked for an hour about himself. He talked about the con, what he did, what he wanted the con to be, et cetera, et cetera. So we are wrong to give CCFC a platform to peddle his bullshit, and we're gonna be better about that. But also, Sharky kind of got in the way of us actually warning the public about CCFC. We wanted to do that as part of episode 42. And that's another episode that you will notice is not listed because we refused to list it. So what had happened is that when it came time to talk about CCFC and everything that was happening behind the scenes, Sharky came in and hijacked the show for the rest of the podcast. And he went on and basically just sung praises about CCFC. He didn't say anything went wrong. He did not say a single thing wrong.
I'm sorry, who are we talking about?
Sharky. Yeah.
Oh, that
He didn't
bitch,
say
though?
it. Yeah. So he didn't say anything.
Cried like a little baby.
So of course he tried to completely downplay any criticism about the convention. Any at all. He basically just called it a 10 out of 10 con. He wishes, he comes back in 2021, blah, 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 blah. I did not stand for it. And I pretty much made an ultimatum. I said, we are not releasing this episode because it doesn't meet our standards for integrity. And Silox, you knew that.
I did.
That. So we
You smacked your fucking lips again.
So we held that episode. And then we sat down once the complaints from CCFC attendees and the sexual assault allegations from that anonymous person came in. We sat down with Sharky and we told him straight up that we can't defend you. We can't defend all of these complaints. We can't defend the sexual assault. Yes, this person is someone who's assaulted somebody sexually. Silox just told you. And everybody around us who's listening, that he is a sexual molester. He molests people.
Oh, I knew
No, Sharky.
Oh,
Sharky, not me. Whoa.
That he has.
Are you sure about that?
If you allow him to, or even if you don't allow him to, he's gonna take his hands and grab him wherever he pleases.
Grab his hands.
And I can actually attest to that with Sharky. Actually.
Okay.
He's actually DM'd me before how he wanted to do stuff with me. Basically saying
I
how...
fucking said that to you and you're not having this fucking public outcry.
Wait,
but
what fucking difference does it make? I said that
IBM, this is really not a good time to actually state that.
Yeah.
I'll give
like you're don't try to defend Sharky here.
I'm not defending him.
Okay, but anyway...
I still think he's a piece of shit. Whatever.
I mean, he is.
He is.
Hold on, shush. I have just been screamed at by my radio. Oh,
beautiful.
But
I'm
anyway,
on duty right now, bitches.
Oh, but anyway.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I just got done said.
Okay, so let's go to final thoughts.
Well, hold on a minute. I'm not done. So
get fucked.
Anyway, so we sat down with Sharky and said that we cannot defend him. We can't defend him against all of these complaints. We can't defend him against sexual assault. We fired him. It may have sounded a little sweeter when we podcasted, but we fired him. We replaced him with IBM this time. And so
I bet you're regretting that one, aren't you?
No.
Why would we regret that?
Fucking cunt! You censor me every goddamn episode. I have a lot to say, and no one wants to hear it because all of you quiet me every single fucking time. Do you know how fucking triggered? No, shut up. I am Karen right now, and I want to speak to your goddamn man. I want to fucking rip their head off. Yeah, fucking
salty.
It's funny because we really don't censor him at all. We really don't.
This has been one explosive
We really
episode.
don't censor him. In fact, the last episode we did, I left his entire speech in. So you'll be surprised.
Did you now? Let
Yes,
me
I
fucking hear it. I still can't find the fucking episode we were trying
I
to do. I looked high
editing.
and low.
I'm editing it.
Motherfucker.
But no, let's move to final thoughts.
Okay, go ahead.
So here's what I think, and I'll make this brief. I think Nitro is a compulsive liar. I think he's a manipulator, and I think he's a massive piece of shit, but not to the level of Sharky, who was an even bigger piece of shit.
Isn't he a truck driver?
Yes, he is. God rest him. Everybody on the road, because he drinks a lot. I think that Nitro will eventually be caught by the feds, and when he does, I hope that everybody sends stuff to the district attorney, the special U.S. attorney, or whoever handles that shit, okay? And I hope he goes away for a long time.
I actually have to apologize to the feds, for one, because I'm sorry that y'all have to get fucking drug into furry drama. I'm pretty sure.
Can you imagine?
I'm just...
again.
I'm serious. Somebody, we're
gonna make another episode on NCIS.
Seriously, they're gonna be like,
no.
what the fuck are we doing?
This is when I wish we had the fucking soundboard so we can go, yeah!
Oh god!
It's fucking stupid though that there's somebody in an office that's bothered with this shit. Like seriously, why am I doing this? Oh my fucking god, a bunch of walking carpets that fucking shag everywhere, and I have to deal with their bull crap right now. God fucking damn it! I guess they're people too. Fucking A.
You guess they're people.
Welcome to America, man.
We're a kind of people, you know.
This is
Kind of
great.
people.
Look, someone's going to get paid to do this, so clearly they're going to enjoy their job.
No, they're
Yeah,
just
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
forward it off to fucking PETA. PETA's gonna be like, "Can you handle this shit?" Because
No, they're gonna pass it off, and then they're gonna pass it off, and then they're gonna pass it off.
Nobody's going to want to deal with us.
So much furry porn.
But no, here's what but no, really. But
you know what's really gonna happen? It's gonna get forwarded off to the fucking game wardens, and they're say open season in these motherfuckers.
be nice. No,
No.
we're not in Pennsylvania. We don't do that down here.
So
What the
far,
fuck?
based
No,
on-
it doesn't even happen in Pennsylvania. It happens in fucking Utah. Okay.
Oh God, that's even
So-
worse.
Based on what Boozy Badger was tweeting about earlier about
Bougie.
Boozy Badger
Oh,
was tweeting
bougie
about
bastard.
regarding the law and legality of what had just happened. This can go either up to the Attorney General of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Who's gonna say
Who-
get fucked?
No, he
Nah.
gets paid. He gets paid. I'm pretty sure he gets paid to investigate charity fraud,
Yeah.
which this is what this may be. And I'm pretty sure he has like the biggest, hardest boner for charity fraud because he's like, oh yeah, this hasn't happened in years.
Right?
And he's
Why are
gonna
you
go,
making him out
like,
to be Andrew Cuomo?
he's gonna go all 9 yards
What?
on Nitro's
What?
ass.
What kind of what?
I'm just saying. But
I'm
he
so
probably,
shocked.
I'm just saying he probably likes something that's a little different than what he usually investigates. And I'm pretty
I don't
sure
know
charity
what he
fraud-
does.
The Attorney General?
What does he do on a daily basis besides sit around and do attorney general shit? Like,
Well, don't you think that's boring? And
I
then
don't
he gets a case to investigate charity fraud. He'd
Lord
be
have
all
mercy.
he'd be all over that. He'd be having so much fun. He'd have fun with this case.
you have such a great imagination. Okay, Shadow or Tripp, do you want to finish this up, please?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So basically, for final thoughts, my final thoughts on the whole CCFC issue is it's really disappointing for me personally because the way I wanted to see it, I wanted to see that Nitro was gonna be an honest person, and all the people that thought the con wasn't gonna work, I thought he was gonna rise to the occasion and show everybody up, and the con was gonna succeed, and everything was gonna be great. And just to see him like fall so quickly and lie to so many people, it's just really disappointing. And all the people that had fun at the con and we're looking forward to 2021, and that's not going to happen now. So it really has affected everybody quite negatively. So it's just really sad and disappointing that it happened. But I am glad that the truth came out sooner rather than later, because who knows what kind of damage could be done if the con happened again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ew,
And,
damn it. Fucking farted.
Yeah, and like I said, we apologize for not for actually reneging on our duty to warn our listeners and of course the general public on this, because we knew about things that weren't right with this convention, but we held our tongue. And I feel like we should have bit the bullet. We should have just said, to hell with the risks. We're going for this. We have a duty to warn, and blew the whistle. Tripp, thank you very much for actually blowing the whistle on this and starting the inquiry that we desperately needed.
Yep. And I do want to say one final thing to kind of like close it all.
Yeah.
Hashtag fuck you, Nitro.
Nice.
Nitro, I don't even know who you are, cutie patootie. You're such a little faggot. I hope.
Oh my god. Honestly, though, what sucked hardest just for me personally is like I was invited like for the first time ever as a guest of honor for something, and then it turns out to be like just this big whole scam. And it's
Steal
like,
my
that
money,
sucks.
Daddy.
What?
I think you'll get it. Well, I think you'll get your first chance very soon to be a guest of honor.
And I hope you get your chance
Yeah.
at guest of honor. To be honest,
I mean,
you
it would be
really
nice.
deserve it.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day.
One day.
But no, that's it. So I'm gonna close this out, and I know how to close it out properly now.
Yeah, go
But
ahead.
thank you. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning into this amazing episode of Furry Frequencies. If you like what you hear, make sure to follow us on Twitter at Furry Frequency for all our amazing hijinks, our Twitter posts, and other stuff. You
And
can also
censorship.
We're not China. We don't censor things here. All right, I'm not fucking Xi
smack
Jinping.
your
I'm not
fucking
censoring
lips.
you, so shut up. All right. Make sure to also follow our YouTube at Furry Frequency, where we post videos. We apologize for the fact that we haven't been posting a lot. We've had a lot of technical difficulties, but we will be posting regularly soon again.
Is that because I know exactly what you're trying to fucking say right there.
What? What am I saying?
Continue. We'll talk later.
Okay, buddy.
Cunt.
And look out for the possibility that very soon we may be podcasting live. That's right. You can look at our ugly mugs live and then judge for yourself who really carries Furry Frequencies. Is it IBM, Sharky, or my sexy, sultry voice?
Sharky?
And my
Sharky?
fucking hell.
Hold up.
God damn it, I fucked that up.
Call me Sharky?
God damn
Really?
it. I was doing good and I messed it up.
Damn, bro.
That genital grouper? Oh my god.
Hey,
I'm
Lifty.
I am
sorry.
offended.
Lifty, we're gonna change your fucking name to Sharky now, buddy.
I'm sorry.
We interrupt this program for your regularly scheduled facepalm.
I'm sorry. But
With
anyway,
that bombshell,
wow,
it is
okay.
time to it's time to end the podcast. Thank you so much, Tripp, Wubb, and Shadow the Wolf for joining us.
I know you did not just almost call me Sharky, damn it.
he was
Well,
thinking it. He was thinking it.
I didn't. Anyway, this has been Furry Frequencies signing off with Lifty.
Psylocke.
Shadow the Wolf.
What
Okay.
the fuck you want me to say?
Your name. Just say your IBM. Just
People
say it.
fucking know who I am.
Okay,
They don't need
and
this
IBM.
shit.
All right, and IBM. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Furry Frequencies, the soundtrack to your furry life. Oh wait, no, we already did that. All right,
We already
we're
fucking
done.
did it.
Shut up.
Bye.
We're done. We're ending this. All right, bye,
Good night,
Jeff.
Sigurd.
No, we're not doing. No, fuck off. No.
Okay, I'm gonna pee.
All right, goodbye, Jeff.